Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. And welcome, everyone. I'm Loren Gailey, and we are here with Boris Aronovich and Annette Graukub. We are talking about quantum health tools that help people in their life in such a multi-dimensional way. We're going to talk all about that. Boris is a Russian-Sweden scientist, and he offers this technology that we're going to learn about today for you to use in your life. This is maintenance 101 when it comes to taking our health in our hands and working with the tools that are available with us. Let's welcome Annette and Boris here to Quantum Conversations. Welcome back. Hello.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you for having us again. Great to be back.
Hello, Lauren. Hello, listeners. It's wonderful to be back with this amazing show with a quantum focus. Today, we will learn about other important things regarding your health, exactly why your immune system gets weak and how you easily can restore to great strength. Great. Annette will be telling you all about this, and I will be here in the background to answer any question. I hope you will enjoy the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Boris.
Thank you, Boris. Boris uses Annette as his facilitator, and she actually also helps translate his wisdom to all of us. Thank you, Boris, for your message. Annette, go ahead and speak. And Boris, you can chime in anytime that you need to. Annette may have some questions for you as well. So thank you.
Great, Laura. Well, thank you so much again for having us back. It's really wonderful to be here, to be able to talk about these quantum tools, because what Boris Company and what we're all about is empowerment, empowering people to take charge of their own being and in this case of their health. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what we did last time, just to summarize, because we have three wellness tools that are really interesting to talk about. And as soon as I get my my slides here, and I thought we might begin by just summarizing a little bit of what we were talking about last time. And we talked about the Aquatone, and we talked about the Smart Breathe. And they are all very important tools. They do different things. So
yeah, so as you get those up, I could recap that as well. The Smart Breathe is such a beautiful tool that actually it's just a few moments when you use it.
Okay, Laura, yes. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're back, okay.
You need to enable the screen sharing because it's been disabled. So
oh, you know what? I'm going to just make you, this is training for everyone. We're on Zoom, and I'm going to make you the co-host, Annette. So okay. As a co-host now, Goddess, you should be able to share.
Yes, thank you very much.
I love the Smart Breathe tool. It's a really simple tool, and you're going to recap some of that too. All right, beautiful.
Well, they are all very important tools. So they do different things, and we need all three of these different things. And so when we have finished tonight, or today, it's tonight here in Sweden, but it's today for you guys, most of you, you will have learned more about why your body gets sick and what your body needs to in order to heal itself, and how we can create this foundation for health and rejuvenation on our own, and also how we can protect ourselves from future health problems. I mean, we're talking about preventive care a lot here, and also in that area, also, of course, how you can protect yourself from EMFs, etc. So we're going to be covering a lot of stuff today. And I'd like to begin by just briefly summarizing the reasons why we get sick. So we live in a world with so much tension and so much stress. We have chemicals in our food, in the air. So we are constantly bombarding with different stressors. And these stressors create tension in our inner organs. And when there are tension, there will be stagnation in the body. And this also happens just by aging. Natural aging will cause stagnation in the body. And if you have stagnation, there will be microorganisms developing in those stagnations. And the body then reacts to this by starting or creating an inflammation or an infection in order to get rid of the thing. So it's just the body's way of dealing with the matter in order to heal itself. So this is the major cause of many disease and ailments, and also aging. It begins with stressors who cause tension, which develops inflammation. So where in the body does these things then happen? Well, very often the stagnations occur in our fluids. And as we all know, we have over 70% of our body consists of water. You can see on the picture here, we have 83% of water in our blood. In our liver, we have 86%. In our lungs, we have 80%. I mean, who think that we have 80% of water in our lungs? But you know, the water is absolutely everywhere in the body. And this is the reason why the Aquatone was developed, because scientists, they found the resonance frequency of healthy structured water in the body, and they developed this wellness tool, which we call Aquatone. So Aquatone emits frequencies that are restoring the structure of the body's water in the blood, in the lymph, and in the cells, and in organs, in the brain, everywhere. So it's like, I think it's called Aunt's law, where a higher frequency always, Boris, you have to correct me if I'm wrong, if it's not called Aunt's law, a higher frequency will elevate a lower frequency. So the Aquatone will then, by resonance, restore the healthy structured vibratory rate of the fluids of the body. And so it works like a tuning fork. And when the structure returns to the body, all the biochemical processes are improved, and the functions in the organs and in the systems begin to operate as intended again. So when all these things happen, the body itself can do the healing and restoration and rejuvenation on its own. And this is very important. I just like to emphasize that all our tools, they aim to restore the body to reach a level where it is able to heal itself. So the tools directly do not do the healing. The body does the healing. We are helping the body to get back to a state where it is able to do so on its own. And we have over 150 or 170 scientific studies on the efficiency of Aquatone. And it has been proved very effective for urinary problems, arthritis, ear, nose, throat problems, breathing problems, cardiac problems, ulcers, skin and teeth problems. So it is a universal tool indeed. You can use it for almost absolutely everything, because everything in our body consists of fluids. So that's why it is so effective. And especially in times like this, where we all need to have a very strong immune system. And that's one of the biggest strengths of Aquatone, is that it normalizes the immune system very effectively, and also the hormone system. And the immune system and hormone system, along with the nervous system and the brain, or the glands in the brain, they are our regulatory systems, which means that they are the systems that are supporting everything that's going on in the body. And very often, a disease or an issue starts with an unbalanced regulatory system. So it's very important to have these systems strong. and balanced. And this is very easy, or it's easy to do with Aquatone. And it's effective if you want to speed up the healing of tissue, bone, and as we mentioned, very anti-inflammatory and also anti-allergenic. And importantly, it improves the properties of blood and lymph, because we have to understand that our blood, by aging and because of toxins, it gets thicker. So we need to have our blood and fluid enough for the cells to be able to move around and do their job. So Aquatone is also important if you want to improve your stem cell production. And there was a study in Stockholm by the Karolinska Institute, the institute that issues the Nobel Prize in medicine. They found that if you use Aquatone on your skin, you will increase something called fibroblast proliferation. Fibroblast is a precursor to collagen production in the skin, so it's very important. So when you use Aquatone on the skin, you will re-moisturize and you will even out wrinkles in a very natural way. So it has very many different usages. So that's just very short about Aquatone. And if you don't have the Aquatone yet, I do highly recommend you get one. You can get the special price at the end of the show, the same price we had on the last show, because it's a very important tool and it can do many things for your health and your rejuvenation. So that sums up very fast the Aquatone. I don't know, Lauren, do you have anything to add or ask?
Well, I love it because this is so the body can heal itself. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing here, is we're restoring that ability to heal. And so I love it like it's a tuning fork. It's like when we think about structured water, this is restructuring the fluids of our body.
Exactly.
And that puts it in such a beautiful state. So
Mhm.
when people use this, you just lay it. You've got a book that shows that. There's a longer quantum conversation that we had that explains more about this product, but it's pretty much silent. You don't feel it. It's just a beautiful product.
Yeah, and the first time you use it on your body, most people really feel very calm and very harmonized. Some people fall asleep because it's really harmonizing the fluids. You can actually sense the difference quite quickly. So it's a wonderful tool, and there are different programs for different issues. I mean, if you want to work on your bones or your skeleton, or if you want to work on your skin or your eyes, there are different programs. So they're different settings,
Yes.
and they're very easy to use. And you can use it on your pets as well. So that was our lovely, wonderful Aquatone. And let's move on to the other item we talked about last time, which was the Smart Breathe. And this is a particularly important little device these times when we want to have strong lungs and also boost our immune system and oxygenize our body. So it's a tiny little breathing device, which you use a couple of times, 3 times a day. And what it does, it not only strengthens your breathing capacity and your lung capacity, which also declines by age, it reduces stress. For example, a lot of people today are experiencing a lot of trauma, a lot of stress, a lot of hypertension, because people breathe in the wrong way. They inhale too much oxygen, and the body can't really handle that. So what you need to do is learn how to breathe in a manner that not only helps the cells to absorb the oxygen, but also to slightly increase the level of carbon dioxide in the blood, because this will dilute the blood in a very natural way and help your blood vessels also to become stronger. So if you want to release stress very quickly, for example, if you have a panic attack or something, grab your Smart Breathe, start breathing according to the instructions with this, and you will feel very quickly how your whole body is just getting back to a balanced state again and releasing the stress in a natural manner. So it has a wonderful oxygenating effect on the body, because it teaches the body how to absorb oxygen in a much better way, and how to release toxins in a much easier way for the body. Because when you are increasing the energy and you are producing less waste products, it's much easier for the body to take care of any healing that it needs to do, or if it wants to rejuvenate your body. So it can be very effective for asthma, everything that is in regard to the lungs, for allergies, for problems in the stomach, for immune system, of course, because it re-energizes your cells very efficiently. It improves your blood circulation and balances blood pressure. I mean, I had many friends and we have many customers who have balanced their hypertension and blood pressure with this simple little device. So this is one I really, really recommend. It's really great for your nervous system. It improves your sleep, and it detoxifies the body on a cellular level because it helps the cells to release the toxins much easier. So it, of course, is also anti-inflammatory and anti-allergenic, and it speeds up any kind of healing going on in the body. So it makes your body more resilient, and it also restores the biofelt of the body. And when all these things happen in the body, of course, you will start rejuvenating the organs and the systems. So I just like to just briefly mention and say that the medical disclaimer that if you have any health problems, do see a physician. We are talking on quantum levels, on how you can restore the energy levels and the cell membranes in the body, etc., on a very natural way, so the body does a healing itself. But so just wanted to mention the medical disclaimer. So that pretty much summarizes the very important little smart breathe, and this is very, very inexpensive. If you don't have it yet, do get it. It's super. It's just so fast. You see the effects so fast when you start breathing in this device. I mean, also elderly people. We have made studies on elderly people who had some amazing effects regarding their sleep, their energy levels, cardiac issues, anything. And one lady I talked to last week, she is around 70. She said she had amazing increases in her energy levels just by using this little tool 2 to 3 times a day. So that's highly recommended, the Smart Breathe. And I don't have one here, but when you use it, you just inhale through the nose and you exhale through the device. It's very easy. And the inhale should be half as long as the exhale. So the exhale, for example, is 6 seconds and the inhale 3 seconds, just an example. It can have some amazing effects on the body. So that...
Yeah, okay, that's cool. I've got mine right here. I keep it on my desk. It has my initial on it because my husband has one as well.
Yeah.
So you breathe in through the nose.
You breathe in through the nose 3 seconds, and then you exhale through the device, and you have different settings on the device. So you can, in the beginning, you can do level 1, and then you just work your way up to the other levels. And then you exhale through the device twice as long as the inhale at least. And you can also pause after the exhale in order to have a longer pause in between breaths, because what we are doing, we are teaching the brain to take fewer breaths, and this can prolong your lifespan because it will also lower your heart rate, it will calm the body's processes. So and also because you are breathing with your diaphragm, you are also massaging your lymphatic system. So there are many, many benefits when using this little tool. So we're using it by inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the device, and using our stomach when we're breathing, never the upper part of our chest, just the stomach. And this exercises those muscles around the diaphragm as well. So it has many benefits, but do use it regularly, and you will have some really interesting effects on your body, which I think you like.
Yes, beautiful. Again, a very inexpensive tool.
Yeah, it is. It is. We wish everyone would have it. I mean, all our tools we can share with our friends and family, but the Smart Breathe, we need to have a personal one due to hygiene reasons. So yeah, the Smart Breathe is very smart. So guys, should we continue with today's topic?
Yes, because this is our cell's best friend. Yeah. So you'd have to explain what that, because this looks really cool. So what's going on with this?
Well, this is really cool. This is a tiny little thing. I'm just gonna show you here. It's this size of a finger, length of a finger. It's really small. It contains a small crystal, and it emits, I have to read exactly the frequency. It's called 10 microwatts per squared centimeter, for those who understand these kind of things. But they are very low intensity electromagnetic waves with very high frequencies. So there are super weak millimeter waves, and these millimeter waves is actually what our cells usually communicate with in between each other and between the brain and back and forth. So the millimeter waves are when the cell is healthy. Let me see if we have any picture of this. So when the cell is healthy, we have, you know, the cell membrane, and we have the nucleus, and we have all the electrons and protons, but there is a charge on the cell membrane when it is healthy, when the cell is strong, and that is between 50 and 60 millivolts. But then, between 70 and 90 millivolts, of course. But the stressors, I mean, the chemicals and all the EMFs, toxins, everything, it weakens the membranes, and it weakens the function of the receptors on the membrane. So the charge of the membrane will be weakened too, which means that this membrane around the cell is no longer able to protect the nucleus and the DNA. So that's why it's so important to restore the membrane so it is strong again and vibrating at a healthy frequency. And this is also done via resonance. So this triomide then emits resonance wave, which gets the membrane back to its original healthy state again. And then it is able to protect the cell and help the cell perform its functions. So there's actually some scientists that say that the membrane is actually more important than the nucleus, because if the membrane is not strong, the cell cannot function properly, because the membrane, what it does, it allows in all the oxygen, the nutrients, the hormones, the neurotransmitters into the cell, and it releases the toxins, the waste products out of the cell. So it is of highly, highly, highly importance, that very, very important that this membrane is working as it should, because also not transponders, I always say transponders. It's not called transponders. Boris, what is it called? So we have on the cell membrane, we have small particles which are responsible for the communication between cells and between the brain. And if these, I'm going to call them transponders, but there's another word for it. If these transponders are not working efficiently, the communication, which tells the cells what to do,
transmitters,
is disrupted, you know, and then the organs are affected, the systems are affected, and then ill health occurs or aging occurs. So when you use Triomed on the cell membranes, you will restore them to their initial healthy frequency, which helps the cells to do its work the way it was supposed to, helps the cells to communicate with its neighboring cells, with the brain, receive the information it needs in order to perform its functions. And it's a very, very natural way of restoring the cellular communication in the body, and it has no side effects, because you can only get strong again, you know, and then the body does the work the body needs to do. And it's one very important too. I always have mine here, especially when I'm working on a computer, because it protects your cellular structure from the emission from the computer, and also from many other kind of EMFs around you. So you need to build your resilience today, because there's so much electromagnetic stress out there, and we need to have very strong bodies. And in order to do so, we need to have strong cell membranes. And that's why this one is so important. It's really, really important.
So that's interesting. It's like, so it doesn't turn on or have a battery. It's emitting, or do you turn it on?
Yes, there are 3 different programs. I'm going to show you guys those 3 programs later on. And you turn it on and it is preset. The running time is preset for each program. And you just hang it around your neck on a string, or you just put it on an acupuncture point. You put it on a sore part of your body. You can put it on your eyes, your ears, your teeth, anywhere. And I'm going to go through also more applications on how we can really use this. It has very many usages, a very, very interesting stuff. And also this one works as a tuning fork because it tunes the vibration of the membranes back to health again.
And you mentioned a crystal inside of it. Is it like a quartz crystal or?
Yes, it's a crystal and a chip.
Ah.
And this also allows for homeopathic treatments. So, but I'm gonna get back to that. But there's a small crystal in the dent. There's like a front, which you see also on the page here. And then on the back, you have a small dent there. And in that dent, you will find the crystal. And this is where all the action is from the crystal. So this is wonderful because it's so small. You can carry with you everywhere. I always have it with me, for example, when I'm out with friends for dinner or so. Here in Sweden, we can still do that, yes. I put this on and people just relax. They don't know if it's the wine or the water, they're just so relaxed. And they don't know what I'm doing, but people really sense the harmonization going on when the cells are beginning to communicate in an orderly manner again. So I talked about this, that it works like a tuning fork in restoring the communication and also between the cells and the brain. And so the body can do its work as it's meant to. And, aging is also some kind of, it's not a disease, but it is a state where the body is no longer performing its functions as it did when we were young. So, and it has to do with age. The receptors. I wrote that with capitals because I know receptors is the word when I said transponders before. So the receptors by age, they get weakened. And when they're weakened, the cellular communication is weakened too. So it's like a bad circle going on. So we have, here is a picture of the cell, and we have here is the receptor. This is the key. This is where all the nutrients and the transmitters and hormones reach the cell, and also where all the toxins can be released away from the cell. So the cell membrane and the receptor, this area is really important that it is working in a vibratory rate that it should. So we have, if you look at the body as an orchestra, we have the conductor of the orchestra is the hypothalamus. It's the big gland in the brain. And this guy, the hypothalamus, he's the one who controls what's going on in the cells in the body, which information is going out, etc. And the receptors, they're very sensitive. That's why they are able to communicate. So with age and with toxins or stressors, the sensitivity declines. It diminishes. So we need to restore the sensitivity of the receptors again on the membrane, so all this communication can be really great again. And also what happens is that when the body is healthy and strong, then the rejuvenation process initiates. So it's a perfect thing if you want to rejuvenate anything in your body. Just get it back to normal, get it back to balance, and use the treatment. It's particularly good for the nervous system. And you can use it, as I said, on any body part. There is one point which is fantastic for the body. It is the 7th vertebra. It's just underneath the largest vertebra on the upper part of the spine. it's called the seventh vertebra. And just underneath this, you will reach the vagus nerve, and you can balance on the vagus nerve. And this is important for the nervous system. It's also important because the vagus nerve controls the production of gastric juice. And gastric juice is really important for our metabolism in the body. So it has many different effects depending on where you put it. But that is one great place to put the triomed, is on the seventh vertebra. So, and what you can do also is that you can transfer information from, let's say you have a sore shoulder, and you then take, you can take a picture of that sore shoulder, those frequencies, and transfer them to water. You can take a picture of your cold, for example, a teardrop or snot or something, saliva in the morning, and photograph those frequencies and then transfer that to water. And then you just sip that water throughout the day, and you will get amazingly effective homeopathic treatment for the cold. And you can do that with anything. You can copy to oils and lotions, or, you know, just use your imagination. And you can also structure water with this tool. Aquatone is slightly more efficient when it comes to structuring your drinking water, but you can do this too with the triomed if you're, you know, out and about and only have that much space in your bag. So it goes with me everywhere. So there's one thing you can do with it. It is a tuning fork again for the cell membranes via resonance. It restores the membrane's vibratory rate back to health. And when all the cells in the blood, in the organs, in the systems are restored, the biochemical reactions are beginning to kick in again as they should, and the body is starting to repair itself. So we talked about the hypothalamus, how important it is, that it is strong and able to communicate with the cells thanks to strong receptors and sensitive receptors. So just another thing regarding the triomed is that we need to eat the right kind of fats, because the membranes mainly consist of fat. So fat is not a bad thing. Fat is a good thing. It's just a matter of getting, you know, the right fats into your body, the omegas and you know. So the effect on the body when you use millimeter wave therapy has proven and shown that metabolism is strengthened, the immune system is strengthened. You get a pro-oxidant effect. It's very regenerating. It's fantastic if you have a bruise, if you have tissue, if you hit your knee or whatever. It regenerates the tissue really quickly. And it's really great for the bioelectricity of your brain, for your red bone marrow, and for your blood properties. So there are many different effects when you're using this very natural, absolutely natural way of restoring the body so it can do its work. So it normalizes hormones like catecholamine. I don't know if you know what that is. It is the same kind of hormone that kick in when we have a cup of coffee. So it's a, you know, well-being. But we can get that cup of coffee without drinking actual coffee, just using the triomed instead. And it's very anti-inflammatory, and it's great for the skin. If you want to do some really effective skin treatment, you would use the triomed and then the Aquatone after each other. So you can really get rid of wrinkles. And we had people who have used the tools to improve their eyesight. And they, you know, I think I mentioned another time that one woman, she did that and she was very critical. Oh, no, it's not going to be working. I'm just going to test on one eye. But she got rid of all her wrinkles, not only improving her vision, so she had to work on her other eye too because she looked really funny. So it has some great effects on your rejuvenation and your skin. I mean, if you get a bad night's sleep and you have eye bags, I just put either Aquatone or triomed under the eyes. It takes like just a couple of minutes for me now to get rid of them, absolutely naturally. And in the same way, when we are working on something, for example, in our face, we are also helping our corresponding organs. For example, when we're working on our eyes, we are strengthening our liver. When we're working on our ears, we are strengthening our kidneys. So everything in the body has, like, not everything, but many organs have reflexology zones. And many of those zones you find on the palms of your hand, on the soles of your feet, and in the troglodytes, in the ear. So when you treat those reflexology zones, you're also treating those organs indirectly. So the TRIOMED then has 3 programs. And the first one is called Harmony. It's preset. All the programs are preset. The first one runs 30 minutes, and the second program, Regulatory, runs 10 minutes, and the third program, Recovery, runs 15 minutes. And they are all restoring the membranes. They are all restoring the sensitivity of the receptors, but they are tweaked slightly differently in order to provide high as possible efficiency, depending on what you want to do. So you can use it, for example, when you have program 1, and you see that little star here as program 1, you just press this button once and this program pops up. And you use it just by hanging it around your neck, and it will work on your entire body. It will help every single membrane on every cell in your body. And you can also put it away from your body, and it will have a wonderful effect on the air around you, because it will restructure the water molecules. And they, in turn, when they have been restructured, they will re-emit that frequency back to you, keeping the air around you free, or much freer from EMFs, for example. So you can use it directly on your body. You can have it like I have it, just next to me. And you structure your drinking water with this program. And this one is also the best one for the nervous system. And when it comes to the nervous system, the TRIOMED is one of the absolutely best tools there are if you want to balance and strengthen your nervous system, because the nervous system cells are very sensitive to millimeter waves. That's why it's so effective. So it's very effective for stress. You can just put it on your solar plexus or on the soles of your feet, or for detoxing, because when you use this, just by hanging it around your neck or putting it on your liver, whatever, there will be a natural detox, because when you are beginning to rejuvenate the cell membrane, you are strengthening the cell, and then the waste products will be released easier and very naturally. So there will be a natural detoxing process. And this one is program is when you want to copy your frequency. For example, if you have a cold and you want to do this homeopathic treatment I mentioned before, by sipping that program water during the day. Or you can, if you take some vitamins and you don't want it to go through your liver, you just copy that information and transfer that to water and drink the water. If you have toothache, you can copy the tooth that is ailing you and transfer that to water, and then gurgle with that water and then spit it out. And that can be very effective if you have a bad toothache, for example. So there are many, many ways of doing this. And program 2 is the program, it's the next one you see here, the little star, is for the chakras. And it will balance your energy channels, your chakras. And you can put it directly on any acupuncture points. And when you use this program, you can move it around or keep it still. When you use it on acupuncture points, you should not do more than maybe 2-3 minutes per point, because the points are sensitive. And there are many wonderful points you can use, on the hands between the thumb and the index finger. You have a point which is really great for the liver, the blood pressure, for nausea. On the upper part of your wrist here is a really great place to put it for your heart, for your blood. So just use imagination and check what you need to do. So you can, I was going to say, let's see if this is the one you can actually, yes, I think so, that this is the one you can actually do diagnostics with. So just put it on the palm of your hand and being quiet and calm and just sense what's happening in your body. So when you do that, you move it through over the palm of your hand in slow circular motions, and then be sensitive to where in the body you have a sensation. So that's the place in the body you need to work on. So you can use it as a diagnostic tool as well. And the third program is the homeopathy program. And this program you keep still on the body. For example, if you have a wound or something, you will then double the capacity of the body to heal that wound, because it takes a picture of the wound's frequencies, and after 20 seconds, it takes another one, and in between those intervals, it re-emits the frequencies. So in that manner, it gives the body a homeopathic treatment. So it's very, very kind to the body to use this program. You can use it a bit more often than the other ones. There's manual, of course, going with this, all the tools, and there's descriptions on how long should I use this one for that thing. And so there shouldn't be any questions about it. And then again, we have talked about the Smart Breathe, the Aquatone, and now the Triomed, and they are all wellness tools, but they do different things. And we need all these things. We need to have our fluid structured by the Aquatone. We need to have our cell membranes restored with the Triomed. We need to have our cells re-energized and the blood improved by the Smart Breathe. So in conjunction together, you will have some pretty dramatic effects, probably. Of course, there are never promises. It always depends on what age you are and on your condition. But they're very kind ways because they're natural, and they only help the body to get back to a state where the body can do the healing itself. So the tools do not directly do the healing. I just want to emphasize that. But they help the body to get back to a state where the body is able to do the healing itself and the rejuvenation. And this is just to show you, if you want to re-moisture your skin, get rid of wrinkles, for example, you can have some wonderful beauty treatments with Aquatone and Triomed. And when you use first Aquatone to, increase the production of collagen and cleanse the lymphatic system, you can use the Triomed to strengthen the tissue and make it more elastic. And the fun thing with this is that you see the effects pretty immediately. And when you do this protocol for example, the rejuvenation protocol for your skin, you do it for a couple of weeks, and then you pause, and then you resume, so you can keep and improve the condition of your skin over time. So just the last thing that I like to mention is that they are tools you can use when you're doing other things, like when you're working on the computer or doing your dishes, and they're all scientifically backed up with heavy research. So, I mean, it's the best. I mean, I was a customer of Boris for 10 years, just using his tools before I started working with him, because I thought they were just so great. Because he also has equipment which can measure the effects, the immediate effects in the body when you use the different tools. And then you get it black on white. Not only you feel better and you look better, but you can see it in figures, in charts, the improvements when you start using the tools. So I've been talking a lot. I hope you got a good
Wow.
picture.
It's so beautiful. I'm going to share a couple of stories from some people who've used these tools in their life to do some remarkable things, not just in their health, but the fact that we can rejuvenate the skin and get the collagen up. I know that it's such an external thing, but that's really popular with so many, that it's a really good benefit. So from the inside out, we are bringing the beauty from within. The Triomed, with the crystal in it and the low intensity electromagnetic waves, the microcurrents, or the millimeter currents, information therapy for cell membranes. I believe that is really just the fact that you can use it as a homeopathic tool is really quite incredible.
It is. And also as a preventive tool, I mean, with all the EMFs and everything, you need to have resilient cells. You need to have a very strong body. And it's a really, really fantastic little tool if you want to become stronger from a cellular level upwards.
Beautiful. Yes. Okay. So, well, it's beautiful because the detox from it. We hear from Marie, I have detoxed my liver, kidneys, and stomach with Triomed. After the liver cleansing, my body felt so light. The pain in my lower back disappeared. And imagine if everyone had the opportunity to use this device, then the world would look different. Absolutely.
Yeah. And another one, Miley, she says, I want to tell you about my tooth loss. I recently went to a new dentist to get a new crown. I told him about my problems with the tooth loss that I had had for a few years. The dentist replied, there is no periodontal disease now. It looks very nice. So the Triomed saved me. You can use it on many things. Another woman, I want to share my experience of recording information from drugs with Triomed. I've had some problems with hot flashes for a few years, and I've tried just about everything from health food and homeopathic estrogen, which has helped very little or not at all. I listened to a lecture with Boris where he explained how you can record information from drugs and transfer the information directly on the artery with the help of the device Triomed. I crumbled some estrogen pills and recorded their information and applied it to the body. The hot flashes gradually decreased, and after 2 weeks, I was symptom-free. Another woman, Therese,
without having to take those pills, that's really,
because
that's great.
The impact it has on the liver, for example, you know?
Yeah.
It goes
So we
directly.
could do, I mean, I know you're not going to say this, but like, so if people were trying to get off a medication, that's a great way to use the Triomed.
You should always, always consult with your physician when you are getting off medication. That's number one.
Yes.
And also when you are recording information from drugs, the effect will usually always be a bit less. There will be the effect, but it will usually be less, maybe 20% or more or less. Depends on the person.
So this is really interesting. And you can stop sharing your screen if you'd like, so we can see both of us. That would be beautiful. Because Annette, this takes us to our global situation. And, you know, here we are searching for vaccines and whatnot. And you're in Sweden, where you've handled the situation very differently than the rest of the world. And, you know, can you talk a little bit about that? Like if someone were to do something to build antibodies with the coronavirus, have you guys, or has Boris thought about that? I know it's such a
Well, we
careful
get a lot of
topic.
questions about this, and our reply is always that the best thing to do is to strengthen your immune system. And you can do that in many different ways. You can add vitamin C, you can use the Aquatone, you can use the Triomed to strengthen your cells. Because Boris says, when you have a strong immune system, nothing can touch you. It really is key to strengthen your immune system. So always make sure you are I mean, with the Aquatone, for example, you strengthen your immune system just by putting it on your thymus and under the navel. 10 minutes, and then you will have strengthened your immune system. And you do that every day for a week and then pause a few days and resume. So you will keep your immune system strong at all times. And with the Triomed, you can also strengthen your immune system easily. So that is the reply to the question many ask, what should we do? Strengthen your immune system. Do everything you can to strengthen your immune system. And what I think, I mean, what's been going on in Sweden is that we have had less restrictions. People have been out on the streets. We have had open restaurants. There has been some limits. I mean, you can only meet 50 people in a group at a time. You can only travel for a certain distance within the country. So we have restrictions, and people are usually following them and respecting each other's space.
Respect.
But I think the most important thing is also psychological. It's very dangerous to fall into the trap of fear. because fear will lower your immune system quite dramatically. And fear is maybe as bad as the virus itself for many, because it really makes you weak and susceptible to viruses and other pathogens. So, you know, keep your thoughts on a positive note. Have positive emotions. Do not fall into this wake of flood of fear going on. And I think in Sweden, this has been less of that, because the psychological aspect, I don't think it has been, this is my personal view, has been that strong as maybe in other countries. When you read on what's going on in the US, for example, there's so many things going on in Spain, in Italy, in England, everywhere, with this psychological scare. I think that's very, very damaging to the body on many levels. And the last level is the physical level. First you have, you know, the thought level, the emotional level, then it runs down to the physical. And you become more susceptible to disease because your immune system will be weakened if you buy into fear. So I think, of course, we have deaths here too. And but the deaths, they are really calculating everything. I don't know if they're calculating everything in other countries too. Probably they do, but there's just not, there's a lot of talk in the media, of course. I mean, our media is the same as other media, I guess, but I think it's important to stay in your space, respect your, and honor your power, which you have innately, and don't buy into fear. Know you can improve your immunity on your own. You can do that, and there are many things to do. You can do yoga, qigong, you can take vitamin C, vitamin D, you know, use Aquatone, Triamed. So, but I mean, the approach we've had in Sweden, I'm happy that I haven't had those very strong restrictions that other countries have had. We are not wearing masks when you walk around in shops or grocery stores or on streets. I've seen one person with a mask once, but I mean, we keep our distance, but and respect each other. And you know, our elderly, they are not allowed out. I mean, if they're, I think 70 plus, they're not allowed into restaurants and stuff because they say they're more vulnerable. But I have a 95-year-old father, and he's fine. And it has a lot to do with your personal power, so don't give that away. I think that's very important.
Yeah, thank you. And this is a time where we are going to learn more about our own inner sense, our own intuition, our own feeling about this and the guidance. It's interesting where I am. We can feel the collective fear coming up. So many light workers are just working on clearing this out. This is a beautiful opportunity to watch how we are triggered by fear in that, and tune in again to sense where that fear is coming from so that we can move it out. And when we do listen inside and ask our higher self, we are given the information. We are given the information. So thank you for sharing that and your experience. It is all just so very, very interesting. And we are in the midst of it all. And so when we wear masks, it is like, let's not do it out of fear. I know we've talked about this. It's more of, you use the word respect. And I would like to say, let's call, instead of social distancing, which seems to be a new Webster dictionary word, let's call it social respect, like that. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful put, Lauren. Yeah.
So thank you for sharing. And Boris, hello.
Hallå. Säg att jag vill lägga till att kanske du inte sagt att det fanns forskning med Aquatone. Efter 20 minuter behandling ökar interferon 17%. Och interferon, det är ett viktigt ämne i immunförsvar. Så speciellt det är aktuellt just nu när det finns virus och så vidare.
Okay, so what Boris also would like to add when we're talking about our immunity is that there is scientific studies now proving that if you use Aquatone for 20 minutes, the level of interferon will increase quite dramatically. And interferon is a very important substance for the immune system. So it is actually now scientifically proven that Aquatone increases the capacity of your immune system, just using it 20 minutes. So thank you, Boris.
Yes, thank you, Boris. All right, that's amazing. We've got some questions here. We're going to get to some of those questions. I want to direct our listeners and viewers to check out the special offer. It is here on this webpage. It is all of these items. You can buy each of these items individually. And of course, if you bundle it together, there's a nice discount there and a nice savings for you. So we'll talk about that. But here comes some questions. How about hair loss? This would be beautiful if it could be used for hair loss.
Well, you have to understand why you have hair loss. And usually it has to do with either stress or a weak hormone system. Boris, if you have any comments, you can just say those if you want to add anything. So what you would need to do then is to improve your hormone system, reduce stress levels, and also vitamin B, I think, is pretty good for hair loss. Boris, would you like to add something regarding hair loss? Maybe you should add something because you lost your hair. Boris?
Säg på svenska. Vad vill du säga?
Hej! Jo, vi pratade om att tappa håret, vad man ska göra, alltså hormonsystemet, B-vitamin och vad säger jag mer? Jag har glömt. Vad ska man göra om man tappar hår, tycker du? Vad är det bästa protokollet?
Då är det för det mesta det saknas olika mineraler.
Mineraler?
Ja, mineraler. Ja, och framförallt det saknas MSM. Jag vet inte, det är svavel som ska vara. Magnesium och sådana saker.
Okay, so what Boris wanted to add to my explanation there was that you need to probably add minerals and sulfur. MSM sulfur is really great for hair loss. And sulfur is really great also for your muscles. I mean, if you've been working out or something and you want to recuperate quickly, you should add some, no medical recommendation, but tips and tools from the boss.
Yes. Organic MSM sulfur.
Sure. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, thank you. That sulfur too is really good for knees. So, all right. So the Aquatone and the Triomed, we have a question. Do you need filters for this? And I believe that could be the Smart Breathe. I don't think so. You don't need filters, right?
Oh, no filters. No filters. And you can use Aquatone, both Aquatone and the Triomed on top of your clothing. So you could use it if you on your jeans or on your sweatshirt. So or naked skin, doesn't matter. But there are no filters. And the Smart Breathe you use directly as it is. Rinse it in hot water after you've used it or not. I mean, Boris never does. He's always healthy and strong. And he just says, I don't mind a few germs. I mean, I just keep my immune system strong. So, you know.
All right. Yes. Okay. All right. Here's a question from Michelle. I've been suffering issues with my digestive tract since I was a baby. I have many allergies and food intolerances and have been diagnosed with Crohn's disease as an adult. Would this help Michelle?
Aquatone definitely would be fantastic on her intestines. Just put it under the navel. Follow the intestines from right to left over your stomach. Use it diligently. Add high quality probiotics. That's very important, not only for any intestinal issues, but any issues that is in the area of your lower abdomen. It could be, urinary infection, for example. Always add high quality probiotics. Very, very important. But Aquatone, I think, could have some tremendous effects. We've had customers with intestinal really bad problems who have been helped with Aquatone. So yeah, I think Aquatone could be a fantastic tool for her.
Beautiful. And so when people work with these products, you've got Facebook groups that really help people communicate and work with their specific issues And
Yeah.
that's where you get all these testimonials.
Right. Yes, we take customer service really seriously. It's really important to us that you guys really understand how to use the tools and for what. So you can always ask me, and if I don't know the answer, I'll ask Boris on the Facebook group. We have a lot of information there in the PDFs and the group files. You can look up all kinds of stuff, how to use the tools for which issues, and if you don't find your answer, you just ask me and we'll find it for you.
Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, well, do you want to say anything about your special offer that we didn't get to yet?
Sure. Yeah, let me
Yes.
share my screen again, and
Yes.
let's see what pops up. I think you have disabled me again. No, you didn't. You didn't.
Not intentionally.
No, no, you didn't. Just gonna click on it again. So
Yes, we see it.
let's then just talk a little bit about the special offer. What we wanted to do, we wanted to give you guys some really great offers and also some really wonderful bonuses, because the bonuses we are also giving you today are absolutely amazing. So if you get the Smart Free, the regular price is $79 US dollars. You get it for only $64. And with that wonderful breathing device, you will get an ebook called Effective Breathing. And in this book, you will find a lot of information about why and how to do this breathing, and also some interesting exercises, anaerobic exercises, which will increase even more the energy in your organs and body parts. And then we have special offers on both Aquatone and the Triomed. Regular price is $593, but you will get each for only $475. And with both Aquatone and or Triomed, you will get those of course the ebook, but also the most important module from our digital program, the 10 Steps to Rejuvenation, called Your Cardiovascular System. In this module, you will learn everything you need to know in order to create a very strong cardiovascular system, blood and vessels and arteries and heart. And on top of that, you will also get a MP3 called Strengthening Your Immune System. And this is from our Tibetan Healing Miracle Program. So you will get those if you get the Aquatone or the Triomed. You can also get the Triomed plus the Smart Read for $538, which is regularly $672. Or you can get an Aquatone and the Smart Read for the same price. You can also get the bundle, of course. You can get the Aquatone Smart Read and the Triomed for $1,012, and regular price is $265. So for this bundle, we wanted to give you something really nice. In addition to the other bonuses, you will also get something special from our dear Boris, a 20-day live healing from the Tibetan Healing Miracle called Boosting Your Joy and Happiness Levels. And this takes place for 21 consecutive days starting June 30th. So this is very popular, and we do this regularly. Next time this healing starts will be then June 30th. So this is an additional bonus if you get the whole bundle.
That's a very nice added bonus there. 21 days live in that Tibetan Healing Miracle. Great. All right. So those are all the products. And we thank you so much for that. These are life-changing, as you hear from all of those in your group. And it's fun to watch. Thank you so much. I know many are looking forward to working with those tools for, again, not just their health, but my goodness, the skin issues as well, rejuvenating our beauty. Yes. Awesome. Okay. That special offer again is available on this webpage, and you can reclaim your health and restore the structure of your water and assist the membranes of your cells and increase your breathing. And it's almost like the Tai Chi for your smart breath, right? We get the benefits from
It is
that,
really so
and
nice.
pranayama. So it's really wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you. It's always so great to be here on your show. I mean, I love the energy here, and I love your audience, and it's just so wonderful for us to be able to promote these things because they are really empowering. And that is really Boris' mission, is to empower people, take charge of your health. I mean, you are the master. Just use the tools and help your body heal itself, rejuvenate itself, and become the strong, beautiful you. So you can also then, when you have health and you have rejuvenation, you have vitality, it's so much easier and so much more fun to go inwards and find your truth, as you were saying, Lauren, about, getting in touch with your higher self and establishing that connection. And it's much easier when you're not in pain or in disease.
Absolutely. It's much easier when your whole system is harmonized. I love it. Thank you. Boris, thank you so much as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boris, would you like to add something? Boris, vill du lägga till någonting på slutet?
Nej, jag vill bara lägga till och säga att våra hälsoinstrument är väldigt aktuella i coronatider. Så de verkligen kan hjälpa människorna. Så jag verkligen rekommenderar från hjärtat.
Yeah, he just says that the tools, they are really, really effective, especially in times like these. And he really recommends that people do take the opportunity to take advantage of these special offers to help themselves restore their bodies in a very natural and kind way. So, well, thank you again, Lauren. It was a pleasure to be here. We love you. We love you guys. And we're so grateful. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you too for giving us beautiful tools to help us restore our body's natural abilities, beautiful quantum tools for this new earth that is here. Thank you for offering these at a great price for everyone as well. Boris Aronovich and Annette Graukub, thank you for this quantum conversation. Namaste.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Again, if you would like the special offer, you will find that here on this webpage. Check out the beautiful items and enjoy. And as we dance our way to the cosmic heart today, this is plant music, Ho'oponopono forgiveness. And you can use this as we dance our way to joy. Namaste. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.